Australia, can anybody think of one thing? Why do we study Australia?
Smallest continent. It's got the most remarkable animals because they grew up there. They were limited in. It's got
outback.
It does have
global crocodiles, kangaroos.
Yeah,
wombats.
from the name is crocodile.
Let's do this. In your circle, we're going to do two words. Australia is abbreviated AUS, is that right?
Yeah.
So let's put AUS culture. AUS culture. Now, social studies, as we said, can be somewhat fact or fiction because of what we've heard may or may not be accurate. So for the next 2 minutes, when you think about Australian culture, you can write down things that, oh, I know this is true. You could go, you know, people always say they eat kangaroos. I don't know, I just made that up. So 2 minutes, nobody in the room talks, and write down whatever comes to mind in your head about Australian culture. Outside the circle, yeah. So around that circle, let's just write down what comes to mind. Ready, set, go. Okay, I have 3 to start with. If you have something different, no, let's start with this. Will you come over here? Because these two need help. No, just kidding. Okay, you're with those guys, you're here. At your table, I'm going to give you 2 minutes. This is the goal. So concentrate. Here's what you're going to try to do. You're going to quickly go through your lists. And Tina had sit in the opera house. So all she'd say is sit in the opera house. If either one of these two have sit in the opera house, you circle it because it's in common. Do they discuss it? No. If one person at this, or let's say I'm here, no, let's just say Rhonda goes kangaroo, and you two, either one of you say, oh, I had kangaroo too. What do they do? Circle it. Do they discuss it?
No.
No. So you go as quickly as you can to get through all 4 people's list, looking to see if 2 people have the same thing. And then you do what to it? Ready, set, go.
Go. Go. Go.
Oh, you didn't have it?
Go. Okay. Nope.
Yes. And I have great beaches.
Coastal cities, transportation, city up there, former British colonies. Previous
Airlock, most of the coastal cities, Anzac.
Most of some of
Who's Anzac?
and Alberta.
Australia, New Zealand forces, the Anzac forces. And it was a prison colony, and I put
I guess that's.
Yeah.
well, they're trying, it is,
And we're not gonna have what she had.
We didn't have anything.
Seriously, what do you think was the closest
Okay, we got that.
Well, some was similar.
We were in that.
Okay, how about right now, right now?
This is the city of Australia, because other guys with their hats with a sign up. Gorgeous hat, and they have big fur or feathers on them. Beautiful, and everybody goes, oh, that's they just couldn't believe it.
Yeah, their seasons are all set up, so I was like.
All the US forces come. They are just,
When we landed
I mean, they're
at the
staggering.
airport,
And my girl was like,
They're gorgeous, I
they had
mean, the
warning
hats,
signs for the phones and stuff, so
they're,
you
Anytime we're working in a group, and whoever was looking at me, if they saw me go 1, 2, 3, we'll go shh if you see me. But if your group's in the middle of somebody finish a sentence, finish it. Because it's no fun to say we're going to discuss if every time you start you get truncated. It's always okay to finish that thought and then turn back and face me. So 1, 2, 3, shh, that's what you would do, and then finish your thought, and then your group follow, because I'll do it again, and then everybody's ready to go shh. Yeah.
2:45.
Thank you. Okay. They had one word they came up with in common. They didn't have the exact animal, but they all had animals. Did anybody have something else in common?
One kangaroos.
Kangaroos.
Yeah, kangaroos.
Okay. Something else in common.
Desert.
Desert.
We got octopus squash.
no,
Outback.
Give me something else. Outback was in common. Who had another? So we had outback, desert, kangaroos, animals. Give me something else that your group had in common.
Crocodiles.
Crocodiles. What else?
Koalas.
Koalas.
They have them in common, don't have that in common?
All three of you wrote that?
Okay. So here's all I'm doing, just quickly, you guys. Have you ever heard of the strategy think, pair, share?
Yes.
I just wanted to show you real quick in case you go here, because honestly, this is what I do when I have 200 kids in an auditorium and we're trying to quickly create the chorus of a song. Because the chorus is usually where the main idea goes. Okay? Chorus is usually where the main idea goes. So in this unit on social studies, and individually you could use your book, and you could use stuff on the wall, or things that you think might be true, and then if I make sure everybody has a few minutes on their own quietly, when we're like really, if we were trying to write the Australia song kind of thing, or something that relates to Australian culture, I want everybody to have time on their own to think. What I love about saying, does your group of 3 have anything in common? Because even the kid that couldn't think of anything, if the other 2 had kangaroos in common, and I say, did your group have anything in common? Even if she was like, I didn't even know what we're supposed to do. Did your group have anything in common? Kangaroos, excellent. You see where I'm going? Because relationship-wise, I want you to have an answer when I call on you. So I'm trying to give you that option. And out of what we have in common, are there any themes showing up there that could be the chorus of our song? Which this was way too fast. I was just wanting to do a hint of it to go with this. Okay, how about this? I'm going to ask you about some of the words in this song. Ready? A goodbye, Joe. Me gotta go. Me oh my oh. Me gotta go. Hold the hero down the bayou. My Yvonne, the sweetest one. Me oh my oh. Well, son of a gun, we're gonna have big fun on the bayou. Well, jambalaya, crawfish pie, and filet gumbo. What state was this song written about? Louisiana. And it is just loaded with cultural stuff about that can be very deceiving. And this is a song, again, I've done with a few people in the room. There is something that's popular in American education right now that they really encourage, and it's called a close read. Like really digging in. There are so many songs that have, in so many different content areas, that have things that you have to dig into to unlock. So just as a way of how do you engage music, let's do a few more of those. that are bringing their world into your classroom. So I'll give you 30 seconds, just see if you can think of one. This is going to be really hard, because kids would have the whole evening. Try to come up with the title of a song, some song title that's out there that is actually a metaphor. It's like the title represents something else. It's not literal, it's a metaphor for something else. Like My Girl is actually about my girl. It is about a girl. It's not a metaphor.
I can think of one that my middle school students told me, and I thought it was such an innocent song, about the big green tractor.
The big green tractor.
It's around the big green tractor, and it's, I mean,
You didn't want it to be a metaphor.
yeah, that's what I'm saying, that's, you know, that's what my students would give me, yes.
Got another one? Okay. Okay. Well, actually, since I said My Girl, if it was the content of the song, did she have one?
No.
Okay. So My Girl, I got sunshine on a cloudy day. Who's the sunshine? When it's cold outside, I got the month of May. How could the month of May actually mean it's the girl? And do you see, like, metaphors? Your job tomorrow is to find your own song that has something that is a metaphorical representation. Can you find me the name of a song that has an adjective in the title? Could you find me a song that has an adverb? The start of a song, I can see clearly now the rain has gone. What was the adverb?
Clearly.
Yeah. Music is just a crazy connector. If people can go look for, see the beauty, you guys, of that. Can you go out and find me a parallelogram and an octagon? I was like, octagram? That doesn't sound right. That's 8 Instagrams at the same time is an octagon. Because what happens is, I've seen this on my kids, when they've had to go look for, Maddie's in photography right now. She's looking for negative space and things. If their assignments are to leave the classroom and go find it, what happens on the way home in the car?
They're looking for
They are looking for it everywhere. So when the assignment is, can you find a song that has an adjective in the opening line? Every song they hear, what are they looking for? Do you see where I'm going with that? Like, music covers every topic. Oh, one of my favorite ones that Mr. Dietzel does toward the end of 8th grade. Your job is to write me a paragraph explaining why this song you picked is rebellious. You find a song, I don't care if it's 100 years old or it just came out yesterday. You say, well, I picked this jazz song, I picked this hip hop song, I picked this country song, and I think it was intended to be rebellious because Hank Williams is trying to get people to look at blank, blank, blank. I think that's an incredible assignment. Okay? I got an art one. This one blew me away. I have eight artists that we've talked about. One is Van Gogh. Okay, and you guys know some characteristics of Van Gogh. We also looked at this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this woman, this woman, this woman. And then over here, I have 8 Beatles songs. I want you to just connect Van Gogh with the Beatles song that you think most closely represents his style. Is there one right answer? No, but if you say, why with Van Gogh did you pick Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds? Well, if they can justify it, do you realize how much analyzation? Is that a word? Analysis that requires. I need caffeine. We gotta quit, right?
Yeah.
Darn it! Okay. The whole idea is music can be an engagement tool. Can I finish with the song?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. This one, I know a few of you have heard this, but this one is still, in terms of sixth graders, fifth and sixth actually, taking what they've been learning and thinking about what's the main idea, and then actually moving it into what's it mean to me. So this is the one where these kids, Virginia, close to Washington, D.C., they're studying the Native American tribe who lived where their school is, which I think was a great idea anyway. If you're going to pick a tribe, why not the one that ate the same plants that were still growing in the park, you know, kind of thing. So, the thing they kept telling me about was this tree. And the translation for the tree was comforting place. And so you cannot argue or fight if you're under the tree. It's the chill out spot. And they just seemed to love that idea. So I kept asking them about it, and we started writing the song. And then the kid said, I don't think it's like a sweet song. I think it's more like a driving song. And instead of us recounting what used to happen, we should take their concept and make it happen today, where we live. I mean, do you realize, analysis-wise, that was crazy. So we have this, what I call the word buffet. We have these ideas about what could our song be about. We settle on comforting place. Well, if it was a comforting place right here now today, what would you see? All this stuff. And then we start pulling it together. And so here it is. You see that man on the corner? He stares with the lonely and lost, timidly frantic with fears that the night will exhaust. And on his eyes is the darkness of worry and pain. He's looking for someone to offer a comforting place. Here, there will be comfort here in my life. Oh, there will be comfort here. So with a hand to the homeless, a smile to the scared and the shy, we'll put an end to the tempting and the teasing and the taking of pride. Efforts to guide and to show and explain. We need a beacon to lead those who seek a comforting place. There will be comfort here. There will be comfort here in my life. Oh, there will be comfort here. So my favorite part on writing songs with kids, when they're like, it should be this way, the last verse is always, I love, okay, for another verse, what if you had to do something about it? And they brainstorm that. And then, so a lot of times the third verse gets a little, here's what you're supposed to do. So I will try to do more than try. I will be the change. No longer the bystander just waiting for someone more brave. So I will talk at you less. I will listen and hear. I will look in your face. And I will offer to you a comforting place. And there will be comfort here. There will be comfort here. In my life, there will be comfort here.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Selby. That song always makes me cry, so I'm trying to get together. But what we're going to do right now, are we done?
I'm done.
Awesome. Well, really you're not, because if you want to interact with us in our interactive session, you can.
No
But
way.
we're going to transition into an